After the brutal murder of Sarah Everard, protesters took to the streets of Britain during lockdown to demonstrate support for women's rights and hold the police to account. Here's a reminder of how the police responded. Also during lockdown, people who protested against the rules and called for freedom, for an end to the control, were met with the full force of the law. Indeed, when far-right or nationalist protesters have protested in the past and have crossed the line of what constitutes peaceful protest, the police have absolutely rightly cracked down on it. But in 2020, when Black Lives Matter riots unfolded across Britain, we did not have the same response. We saw everything from the vandalising of the statue of Churchill in Parliament Square, to people climbing on the cenotaph trying to burn the Union Jack, to people fighting police, to statues being pulled down. Here's a reminder. And what did we see from the police? We saw not stern policing keeping rioters in line, but the police themselves participating in the radical Marxist anti-British movement. Another aide-memoire. Police were filmed taking the knee with the protesters, and now we have Islamist groups like Hizb ut-Tahrir calling jihad for Muslim armies to destroy Israel. We have people parading the streets, waving flags associated with bin Laden. We have more people fighting with police, fireworks shot at the police, flares and smoke grenades being set off, balaclavas being worn, sheer thuggery across the country. What have we been seeing from the police? Well, we've seen them pontificate about the meaning of jihad, stand idly by whilst people make genocidal chants, climb on public monuments and set off fireworks in their direction. So the Home Secretary is right to highlight these inconsistencies. Policing needs to be impartial and affect everyone in the same way. Now, there is a legitimate question about whether they have the powers that they need, but they seem to have them when it was the Sarah Everard protest, whether they have them now for dealing with people marching who are calling for jihad, because there have already been instances of violence. Thus, the Home Secretary has said what many people are thinking, and the calls to sack her seem to be disproportionate, because whether she's broken the ministerial code or not is something of a moot point, as she was talking about her own departmental area where she has direct responsibility. But really, truthfully, people are expecting the government to act, not just to commentate. At the moment, the government seems to be unsure where it's going, and this is leaving a vacuum which the police are unable to fill.